Hey,
Hey everyone,
what is going on, guys? Sorry.
happy Monday if you're catching us right as this drops. Otherwise, if you're watching us on the replay, happy whatever day it is for you.
Absolutely. Welcome in, guys, to another Monday Rundown.
Well, we're really excited. As you know, we get to view different videos to educate ourselves, but then to also educate you, our audience. So we're excited for today.
Yeah, today's question, guys, let's jump right into it, is Bing. Is the
Is
metaverse
the
a
metaverse a
dystopian?
dystopian
Oh,
nightmare?
we both
It's
need to
cool. I
do
think
it.
we said it at the same time.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's definitely I know a very trending, obviously, topic. A lot of people are, investing in the metaverse, buying property, doing different things, working on different platforms within that construct, and so obviously there are going to be the downsides to it. So I love that we get an opportunity to jump into this conversation and see what these people have to share. And I know this one today is with. Let me bring it up here first now. Bing. Mathew Ball. So let's jump into this one.
Hear the criticism that metaverse is an inherently dystopic ideal. And the challenge, of course, with that is while many people are familiar with the term, there is disagreement over whether or not this is just some conquest to techno-feudalism, which is to say, if big tech owns the atoms of the places that we work and in some regard own potentially the cryptocurrencies we're paid in, that we find ourselves in a form of virtual indentured servitude. The fact that the metaverse it's being ushered in or seems to be by big tech corporations, and that the term itself is originated from the dystopian science fiction novel and all of its antecedents were largely dystopic in tone, seem to reaffirm that hypothesis. I'm not convinced, and in fact I would argue that the etymology or the history of the term is the easiest one to disabuse. So you'll find that the essence of most fiction is drama, and human drama tends to be the most satisfying. There's a reason why you don't see many fictional novels set in utopias. They're not much fun. There's not much human exploration there. And so yes, when you take a look at Snow Crash, Ready Player One, The Matrix, most examples like that are dystopic. But counterbalancing that are the actual experiences designed to realize the metaverse. Not just Roblox today or Second Life in the 2000s, but the experiences that actually date back into the 70s, what we called multi-user shared hallucinations, text-based virtual worlds. They were designed for totally different ideals, and that was fun, experimentation, exploration, communication. Why? Because of course no one's going to sign up, least of all stay, in a virtual space that is dystopic. And so I would argue that no matter how scary the term's origination is, the soon-to-be hundreds of billions of hours that have been spent in metaverse-like experiences spanning 4 generations of human history have had a totally different tone. Real-time rendered virtual worlds and 3D simulations are largely limited to consumer leisure, a tiny portion of it at that. But that's actually a fun way to talk about one of the most frequent criticisms about the metaverse. And that's that we will find ourselves isolated from one another, locked away in our homes with a VR headset strapped to our face, reluctant to ever do anything quote unquote real. The truth is, the primary draw of time for the metaverse is likely to be the dominant use of leisure time today, and that's television. In the United States, 300 million Americans watch an average of 5.5 hours per day of TV. More than 2/3 of that time is done alone. Almost all of it is done sedentary. One of the reasons why I think the metaverse is likely to have strongly positive impacts on society is just substituting time from a disengaged solitary activity to one that is active, that is social, that is designed for engagement. One of the most important ways to understand the positive effects of the metaverse or 3D real-time rendering is to take a look at education. It remains deeply unequal globally, largely inaccessible to most, and geographically discriminatory. We hope that the metaverse brings to life much of what we imagine the magic school bus to be. We're visual and experiential learners, but paper mache, baking soda, and vinegar for a volcano only goes so far. We learn about physics today in a textbook, and yet in these 3D environments, you can download course packs right now from Epic or Roblox that allow you to build complex Rube Goldberg machines, see how gravity plays out under different Gs. And these classes can be live performed, they're infinitely replayable, they're available to all, they have no marginal cost for delivery. I'm not saying it's a panacea. Inequality of education and opportunity will endure, but I really do believe that these capabilities significantly constrain that gap. At the end of the day, the metaverse will be what we make it. Who runs it, how they run it, the ways in which society is and is not integrated into it, its democratic and non-democratic nature, those are up to us. The metaverse is coming. There's no turning around on 3D real-time rendering, on graphics-based computing. If there's an organic desire for a new interface, we're going to go there. But if we, the constituents, don't want it to be dystopic, but more importantly, if we want it to be a strong force for good in a way that the last 15 years maybe wasn't, we need to be educated. We need to lean in, not resist.
Get faster from the world's biggest thinkers.
That was super cool. I
really
really like how he talks about how like the fact that we've actually been doing metaverse like things for the past 4 decades and what it looked like in 2D, right? Compared
As
to
we
what it
move
is
into
now, which
these
is
new
just
worlds now.
the 3D models. I also,
The
for
point
what it's
that
worth, I like the data he gave about how most of our leisure time is spent watching TV, and typically that's
what I saw.
alone. And so what? And so what this is going to do is the reverse. It's like, well, we're going to be doing leisure time, but in this way, it's more interactive.
I mean, I thought that was such an interesting point because so often when you find yourself, bored or maybe not bored, but just wanting to do something and you are home, the idea is you do watch something or you do something to kind of get out from being in that space. But now with the metaverse, you could actually go do some of the things you would actually want to be doing with that time. You can go to take a class, you can do that, and you're doing it still from the comfort of your home. But now you have this world available to you through that platform to get out and actually, to his point, do things socially with others. It's very, very exciting. I mean, Janelle and I know there are no secrets. We're big Trekkies. And imagining the holodeck actually coming to life through what virtual reality and through what the metaverse offers is literally like a dream come true in our lifetimes. We literally grew up watching that. Like he talked about television and how that played a role. We grew up watching these things kind of being. I can't wait for flying cars. I'll leave it there. I know somebody's working on it.
Well, what did you guys
Tesla's
think?
probably working on it. No. That was definitely a really good one.
Well, let us know what you guys thought in the comments. Go ahead and write that down below. We'll also put the video in the comments, in the description, excuse me.
Yeah, we'll throw it over here.
So you can go check that out if you want to watch it again. But that was, I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think that he's right? Like, there's some positives to this, even though people think that it's really negative.
And the negative,
I love how I also love how he describes why people put it in a negative way, because that's where we explore humanity is in the dystopia. You don't ever really explore humanity in a utopia. And I was like, it's a good point.
Yeah, with everything. I mean, the idea is that we build character through strife, right? There's this need to overcome the hero journey. I mean, that has to come from some place of not. I think we're almost, I don't know if wealth or something, but it's almost villainized in a sense to have comfort, to things like that. So this idea that we can't live this, to your point, this utopian lifestyle, it's so foreign to us. All right, we almost expect adversity in some sense. So that's dystopic worldscape makes sense. I mean, who here is not a fan of Terminator? All right, you're watching this guy in this future, but think about what those people are really having to live through, being subjugated and all that. but we're so fascinated with the story of this guy defeating these robots, but the world around him is literally broken in a sense. So again, it's a very interesting, like he said, television, and I think we've seen a lot of the different ways. There's one movie he mentioned. I know I've seen The Matrix. I saw the other one, but there's one that he mentioned that I had not known about, so I'm gonna go back and look. Inception is another movie that kind of gives you that same kind of it plays on how we see the world and things like that.
Well, this has been great. Again, we love to hear your comments. We want to start a conversation around this. But this has been another great episode of the rundown.
Absolutely.
Metaverse, maybe it isn't as bad as they thought it.
It's coming, guys. All right, so we'll leave it there. And remember, guys, as always, remember you deserve the good life.
The good life. Say that.
We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you Wednesday, actually. Enjoy your weekend. Or Monday week. I gave it away.